It's Wednesday, April 27th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and today we'll have the latest local news for you, as well as sports and a look at the forecast with Rob Adams. And of course, Donald Ang will take a look back on this day in history. But first, on to today's news. As you probably have already heard, Hillary Clinton won the Democratic primary in Connecticut, claiming a narrow victory Tuesday over U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders. Trump easily won Connecticut's Republican primary with more than 58% of the vote, the only GOP hopeful to surpass 100,000 votes. Kasich was a distant second with slightly more than 28% of the vote, while Ted Cruz was the third choice at just 11.67% of Connecticut Republicans who voted Tuesday. Connecticut's Secretary of State reported that turnout was nearly 49% of registered Republicans in Connecticut, and Democratic turnout was at 46%. But we'll be taking a much closer look at the Connecticut primary results on CT Pulse today at 12:30. In other news, a Fairfield University student told police that she was punched in the face and sexually assaulted as she walked on campus Monday night around 11 o'clock. The woman is receiving medical treatment at St. Vincent's Medical Center, and Fairfield police detectives were on campus securing the scene and investigating. That, according to Lieutenant James Perez, the department spokesman. The student said she'd been attacked by a middle-aged man as she walked from the library to Banno Hall. Students received text alerts and other communications from the university, according to an official statement released by the school. The university is working closely with police to confirm details of the incident and advises students to exercise caution and use a buddy system when walking at night. Fairfield University's Department of Public Safety has 27 full-time members and uses vehicles, foot, and bicycle patrols and offers 24-hour escort service. According to the university, counselors have been with the victim and her family since Monday evening. The Banno Science Center and the Domena Nicias Library are a short distance apart, connected by a sidewalk. There are adjoining parking lots behind both of those buildings. And a 31-year-old Ohio man was arrested by Reading police last week after a year-long investigation into his inappropriate contact with a minor from Reading. 31-year-old Mark Barrientos of Ohio turned himself into Reading police on Wednesday, April 20th, on a warrant that was issued back in March for one count of risk of injury to a minor. According to police, Barrientos has been engaging in an inappropriate relationship with a 15-year-old Reading girl. It started in late 2014 when the girl's parents found out. The parents alerted Reading police, who investigated and found that Barrientos had carried on a relationship with the girl. He had sent her online messages with inappropriate language, engaged in inappropriate FaceTime sessions, and had sent her explicit images. A Reading detective has been following the case since December 2014 and was able to positively identify Barrientos in June, mostly by engaging with his Facebook profile. The detective also executed a number of digital search warrants to find evidence. Barrientos posted a $10,000 bond in Connecticut, and he's due in court on May 4th. 3 people who were on what may have been a shoplifting spree were nabbed by Milford police on April 23rd. The Milford Police Department Narcotics and Vice Unit observed some suspicious activity at CVS on Bridgeport Avenue on April 23rd and discovered that a shoplifting had just occurred inside the store. Police were able to catch the suspects, whom they identified as 26-year-old Michelle Rapani of Meriden, 28-year-old Michael Lusardo of Hamden, and 31-year-old Dean Goss of North Haven. The 3 were taken into custody and charged with the shoplifting. Located in their vehicle were numerous stolen items, including 33 cases of Red Bull energy drinks, 13 cans of baby formula, and 5 pairs of jeans, all totaling over $800. All 3 were released on a promise to appear in court on May 17th. And an Ansonia police officer was placed on administrative leave following a domestic incident in Milford on April 24th. Ansonia police said they were notified that Officer Christopher Kelly had been involved in a domestic incident during the overnight hours and that Milford police were completing an arrest warrant for Kelly related to that incident. Kelly turned himself in on April 25th and was released from police custody on a promise to appear in court April 26th. He was charged with 1 count of disorderly conduct. He was placed on administrative leave from the Ansonia Police Department pending the outcome of the case. Kelly has been with the Ansonia Police Department since July of 2013. And Pilgrim's Pride Corporation, a Waco, Texas establishment, is recalling over 4 million pounds of fully cooked chicken products that may be contaminated with extraneous materials, including plastic, wood, rubber, and metal. That, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Services. The scope of this recall expansion now includes a variety of chicken produced on various dates between August 21st, 2014 to March 1st, 2016. You can get a full list of those products being recalled at DarienTimes.com or any of our HAN network newspaper sites. According to the Associated Press, Connecticut State Police say a black bear was killed after it was struck along Interstate 84 in Southington. The Record Journal reports that the bear was hit in the eastbound lanes of the roadway between exit 32 and 33 on Tuesday, but no vehicle was found at the scene. Troopers moved the bear to the shoulder so it wouldn't block traffic, and representatives from the State Department of Energy and Environmental Protection were called. DEEP spokesman Dennis Shane says the male bear was estimated to be about 2 years old and weighed about 170 pounds. It was not tagged. The bear's corpse was taken to a biologist for study, and a State Department of Transportation official said this type of accident is very uncommon for the area. We're going to throw it over to Rob Adams now for a look at the forecast. Rob?
All right, Kate, good morning, and good morning, everyone. We've got a sunny day and a high near 61. Wind, not a problem, out of the northeast from 6 to 8. We move now to tonight. Now, patchy frost after 4 a.m. In fact, a frost advisory is in effect from 3 to 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Otherwise, it's a clear night, but a low around 35. So if you've had those windows open, close them again. Patchy frost again before 7 tomorrow morning. Otherwise, increasing clouds and a high near 58. To Thursday night, a slight chance of rain. Otherwise, a cloudy day or cloudy night and a low around 42. To Friday, a slight chance of rain before 3 in the afternoon. Cloudy and a high near 57. Cloudy during the early evening. Gradual clearing, low 41 for Friday night. Weekend not bad. Mostly sunny and 61 Saturday. Mostly sunny and 61 for Sunday, but a chance of rain on Monday and 57, and Tuesday more of the same, but the high only 59. Darien has 54 degrees right now. Ridgefield, you're at 53, and right here in Shelton, looking to get to 61, but right now 55 degrees, Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. We're going to step out for a break. When we come back, Donald Dang takes a look back on this day in history. We have the latest in high school sports with Rob and some more headlines coming up after this.
Had a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or go to coastalorthoexpress.com. That's coastalorthoexpress.com. Like them on Facebook.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances. Where community comes first. A place where there's more than one kind of interest. Where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well. Until April 30th, choose $150 cash for a Smeg toaster when you open a My Bank Well Choice checking account with a minimum of $2,000.
A Better View Window Cleaning Plus has been cleaning glass all over Connecticut for over 20 years. They also specialize in cleaning chandeliers, mirrors, skylights, tiles, and will power wash anything that needs cleaning. They hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and are fully insured and bonded. When you deal with a Better View, you're dealing with the best, not the rest. Call today for a free estimate, 203-284-8836, or visit them online, abetterviewcleaning.com.
Hi, I'm Rob Adams with my good friend Donald Eng, and we're the home team for Nutmeg Sports, Monday through Wednesday at 2 o'clock right here on the HAN Network. We are the place for all things Connecticut sports, so come hang out with us on Nutmeg Sports. Don? They don't call him the best color man in the game for nothing. Nutmeg Sports, 2 o'clock, Monday through Wednesday, right here on the HAN Network.
We're back on this Wednesday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and it's time to throw it over to Donald Eng for a look back on this day in history. Don.
Well, thanks, Kate. It is April 27th, and we're going to begin today in 1521. What you may have learned in history, not entirely correct. The Battle of Mactan fought today. Explorer Ferdinand Magellan killed by natives in the Philippines, led by Chief Lapu-Lapu. He had refused to convert to Christianity, and Magellan, with about 50 men and 150 natives, attempted to force his conversion. Unfortunately for Magellan, his men and their muskets could only fire about half as far and 1/10 as fast as the 1,500-odd natives and their bows and arrows. It didn't end well for the Spanish. You thought Magellan was the first to sail around the world, didn't you? Well, not quite. To 1667 we go. Blind and impoverished, John Milton sells the copyright of Paradise Lost for £10. That's not Milton there on the screen, by the way. That's actually Satan. Like Satan in the book and Milton in real life, he was a victim of guilt by association and of being unrepentant for the choices he had made. Closer to home now, 1777, the Battle of Ridgefield, Connecticut. A British invasion force engages and defeats Continental Army regulars and militia in Ridgefield. The expedition was considered a success for the British, but their actions in pursuing the raid did galvanize Patriot support in the colony. Finally now, 1805, during the First Barbary War, U.S. Marines stormed the Tripolitan city of Derna, that is the shores of Tripoli, from the Marines' hymn. And finally now we go to 2006, 10 years ago today, for this.
Today we take Adirondack granite, the bedrock of our state, and place it as the foundation, the bedrock of this new symbol of American strength and confidence. Today we lay the cornerstone for a new symbol of this city and of this country, and of our resolve to triumph in the face of terror. Today, we build the Freedom Tower.
That was New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg at the dedication for the Freedom Tower, now named One World Trade Center in New York. At 1,776 feet, it is the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere, the fourth tallest in the world. That is your look back in history, and I am Donald Eng.
All right, thanks so much, Don. I like the local spin there with the Battle of Ridgefield. Very
yeah,
cool.
You know, and it's funny. Like there's the commemorative plaque there. There you can see that there's a sign there marking the spot. There's actually
there's
couple
condos
of
there.
Yeah, well, and there's actually a couple of buildings and trees that still have cannonballs lodged in them.
Yes,
So
very
it's,
cool. Yeah,
very
there's
cool
some neat
bit of local
history.
history.
All right, thanks so much, Don. Getting back to a little more news today, the much anticipated Shelton Planning and Zoning public hearing for one of the largest would-be developments in Fairfield County history will take place tonight at 7 o'clock in the Shelton Intermediate School's auditorium, which is located on Constitution Boulevard. The applicants are currently proposing the construction of a 450-unit, 9-story apartment building on the 121-acre site located on Bridgeport Avenue, Mill Street, and Buddington Road. That includes 23 bedroom apartments and more than 300,000 square feet of retail space across from Long Hill Cross Road. The public has voiced their concerns, and attorney Dominic Thomas has said their input has been valued by the developers. Initially, the meeting was scheduled to take place in Shelton City Hall, but with the expectation of a large crowd, city officials have relocated the hearing to Shelton Intermediate. The Planning and Zoning Commission will vote on the developer's request to change the area's zoning from light industrial to a planned development district, but you can follow that story at sheltonherald.com. Time to throw it back over to Rob Adams for a Nutmeg Sports update.
Thanks, Kate. Good morning, everyone. Well, it wasn't the Battle of Ridgefield, but was the battle to stay perfect last night at New Canaan High School's Dunning Field as we saw the New Canaan Rams take on Staples Wreckers in boys lacrosse. Of course, if the Rams could hold on and get the win, then we were looking at, well, a pretty big matchup this Saturday. How did it turn out? Let's take a look at the highlights. New Canaan, it's high school boys lacrosse on the HAN Network. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rob Adams with the white and always that little hint of silver and the close look, and they are able to put it home.
And that's a good job. We saw that first possession. Staples in the zone defense.
Taken by the Rams, looking to break out. And put on net, and they score again, 2-0. 7 seconds gone by, second quarter. Behind the cage it is. 50 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Getting down low. A good look and a bouncer in by Reale. Ties it at 2. 7 seconds remaining before the first penalty expires. And it's on net and they score. Chamberlain makes it a 3-2 game. Swindell inside the numbers. The fake back to Swindell and the bouncer, and he scores. And that's one that you want to have back. When you're against a team like this, Frank, you can't allow goals like that one. Holzer to Swindell. Swindell to Holzer. Got in too close and rockets it home. 4-3 Rams. Smith to Burt. Back to Smith. Smith will put it on net and get one.
You could see Steve Young pulling the monkey off the back with that shot. Kyle Smith, who almost about 5 minutes ago went off the field and threw his stick up in the air wondering what he had to do. Great bounce shot there, able to get it to go, and like you said, AJ.
There's Swindell. Bouncer got away from Braden and scooped right up by the long stick of Billy Hutchison. And then the turnover and a bad one, and Apelt makes them pay. 7-3. Spinning Goldberg. Goldberg behind Reale, waiting. Throws it, scores!
Stick originally. And then in the second quarter, he went to throw a pass, and the head just went flying through the air.
What a backhand pass there. Down it goes. Tic-tac. No! Drew Morris again.
And Tanner Wood took 1 second too long to hold on to that pass. But credit Drew Morris in the anticipation, knowing to get over in time, sprawled out on his legs, and just got the stick where it needed to be.
They're going to run this one out as we're down to 3, 2, and 1, and this one is over. And the New Canaan Rams able to stay perfect. They improve to 9-0 on the year, and the final score 7-4, and the national showdown now ready for Saturday. And Peter Swindell scored twice for the Rams as they knocked off a strong effort by Staples, 7-4 at Dunning Field. The Rams trailed early in the second quarter, 3-2, before Swindell began a 4-0 run with his second of the night. New Canaan plays Darien Saturday in a matchup of undefeated national powers. We will have that broadcast right here on the HAN network with coverage beginning at 11:30. Let's look now at the boys lacrosse scoreboard from last night. McMahon over Trinity Catholic, 7-2. There's Darien doing what they do, 20-2 over St. Joe's. Ludlow 6, Norwalk 4. Greenwich over Ward 12-7. And Wilton over West Hill 18-0. The Wilton girls lacrosse team, well, they used a 3-0 run midway through the second half to build a 4-goal lead, and they fought for a 13-11 victory on Tuesday night. Also, Trumbull beat McMahon 13-11. Head coach Lisa Lindley of Darien won her 375th game. They beat West Hill 19-1, and Greenwich over Stamford 15-7. The Trumbull High boys and girls track teams won their fourth meet in a row with a victory over Fairfield Ludlow at McDougall Stadium on Tuesday. The boys won 104-46, and the girls got the victory 88-57. Among the highlights was junior Charlie Taubel's strong showing in the 1600. He fought the lead straight to the finish in a time of 4:50.9, winning by 2 seconds. Softball, Ridgefield High over Wilton 11-2, and that was at home. Now to the schedule. In baseball, we have Ward at Danbury. It's Greenwich home for Norwalk. West Hill is at Trumbull. St. Joseph at Stamford. Staples at Bryan McMahon. Darien is at Ridgefield. New Canaan at Fairfield Ludlow. And Wilton and Trinity Catholic have changed their game from Thursday at 4:30 to today at 4:30 at Cubetta Stadium. In softball, it's Central and Harding. Ward home for Danbury. Greenwich at Norwalk. Stamford at St. Joseph. McMahon at Staples. West Hill is home for Trumbull. Ridgefield at Darien. Ludlow is is at New Canaan, and Trinity Catholic visits Wilton. From boys golf, Ridgefield at Fairfield Prep, that is at the Country Club of Fairfield. Danbury and Darien meet at Richter Park. Brian McMahon, Norwalk, and Trinity Catholic all meet at Sterling Farms. Wilton and Greenwich meet at the Griffith E. Harris Golf Course. Trumbull at Ward at Brooklawn, and Ludlow home for St. Joseph at Smith Richardson. Finally, from girls golf, Danbury at Darien, they'll play at Woodway. Greenwich is at Staples at Longshore, and Ludlow and New Canaan at the Country Club of New Canaan. Today, your best day to get out and play some golf, so why not? Grab the clubs and head on out. With sports, I'm Rob Adams. Nutmeg Sports at 2 o'clock today. We will have the gentleman known as Laxworm joining us a little bit later on. He'll be with us in the show. So looking forward to that as we get all set for this big game on Saturday. Kate, back to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Rob. We're getting back to a little more news today. Two Roads Brewing Company of Stratford has completed the purchase it began in 2012 of the remaining land owned by the U.S. Baird Company for its headquarters at 1700 Stratford Avenue, with the acquisition of 2.5 acres of land for $550,000. Hearst, Connecticut media reports that in 2012, Two Roads purchased for $2.85 million the remains of the industrial site where Baird formerly operated a machinery factory. According to John Angel, president of Southport-based Angel Commercial, which facilitated the purchase, the land will give Two Roads the ability to expand. Clement Polani, a Two Roads co-founder, said there are no specific plans for the new land other than to keep the brewery's options open in the future. And in response to the incident last June when two trains were traveling in opposite directions on the single track just outside the New Canaan station, Metro North Railroad has implemented an additional rule mandating that prior to a train's departure from the New Canaan station, the conductor must contact the rail traffic controller to verify that there are no incoming trains. This rule was announced by the Metropolitan Transportation Authority on April 25th. To reinforce the new rule, Metro North posted a sign along the tracks reminding engineers to call the controller. On Monday, June 29th at 6:20 in the morning, a train departing New Canaan had to stop just south of the station before getting to the Richmond Hill crossing because another train was approaching in the opposite direction on the same tracks. Both trains stopped safely and the New Canaan departure reversed back into the station area so that the northbound train could be switched to a separate track and pass safely. And live music, shopping, and tasty food are just some of the attractions at the 6th annual Wilton Go Green Festival, scheduled for Sunday, May 1st from 11 to 4. The festival, centered around the Town Green Gazebo and Wilton Library, will celebrate sustainable living and the Earth's bounty with the help of some petable wildlife ambassadors, electric car owners, leaders of children's activities, and more than 80 informative exhibits and activities. You can get a lot more information at wiltonbulletin.com. And we're going to step out for a break. When we come back, we're going to recap some of the top stories we're following today and take one final look at the forecast coming up after this. For more than 50 years, Triple S has been Fairfield County's expert service for carpet, upholstery, and drapery cleaning. We provide the best in repairs and in-depth restoration, understanding fabrics and how to properly clean and restore them. Our staff will come to your home to clean your wall-to-wall carpet to perfection. We can also pick up your fine carpets and bring them to our facilities. With locations in Norwalk, Stamford, and Stratford, Triple S will get the job done fast, big or small. At Triple S, you can count on our people as well as our cleaning. Find us at triplesclean.com or 203-847-8000.
Join the HAN Network and Make-A-Wish Connecticut to help make travel wishes come true for local kids with life-threatening medical conditions. Donate your unused airline miles to the HAN Network Wishes in Flight campaign. Over 70% of wishes granted involve travel, and your unused airline miles can help make kids' dreams become a reality. Plus, once you donate your miles to Make-A-Wish, they will never expire. Donate your unused miles and help the HAN Network share the power of a wish.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your time-saving local shopping destination for the best of spring. Find many of your favorite products, from great specials on everyday items to the freshest organic produce, artisanal cheeses, and grass-fed steaks. Drop off your knives to be sharpened, grab a beautiful bouquet of spring flowers, and stop in next door for a wine tasting. Plus, their personable staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. So stop in to Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street today, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
For over 25 years, Mike Cizik Painting and Wallpapering has been the name to know for residential and commercial properties in Fairfield County. He uses only the top brands, including Benjamin Moore, for impeccable preparation and lasting quality. Call Mike now and receive $500 off any job over $7,000. Mike is currently accepting reservations for spring, so call him today at 203-770-8869 or 203-972-3310. For your custom painting, finishing, and staining needs, it's Mike Cizik.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. Nearly 500,000 viewers enjoyed our broadcasts in the first 5 months. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
We're back on this Wednesday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and we're recapping some of the top stories we're following today, including that a Fairfield University student told police that she was punched in the face and sexually assaulted as she walked on campus Monday night around 11. The woman is receiving medical treatment at St. Vincent's Medical Center, and Fairfield police detectives were on campus securing the scene following the attack. The student said she'd been attacked by a middle-aged man as she walked from the library to Banno Hall. Students received text alerts and other communications from the university, according to a statement from the school. The university is working closely with police to confirm the details of the incident and is advising students to exercise caution and use a buddy system when walking at night. Fairfield University Department of Public Safety has 27 full-time members and uses vehicle, foot, and bicycle patrols, as well as offering 24-hour escort services. University counselors have been with the victim and her family since the incident happened. And a 31-year-old Ohio man was arrested by Reading police last week after a year-long investigation into his inappropriate contact with a minor from Reading. 31-year-old Mark Barrientos of Ohio turned himself into police on Wednesday, April 20th, on a warrant that was issued back in March for one count of risk of injury to a minor. According to police, Barrientos had been engaging in an inappropriate relationship with a 15-year-old Reading girl that started in late 2014 when the girl's parents found out. The parents alerted police, who investigated and found that Barrientos had carried on a relationship with the girl. He had sent her online messages with inappropriate language, engaged in inappropriate FaceTime sessions, and sent explicit images to the girl. A Reading detective has been following the case since December 2014 and was able to positively identify Barrientos in June 2015, mostly by engaging with his Facebook profile. The detective also executed a number of digital search warrants to find evidence. Barrientos posted a $10,000 bond in Connecticut and is scheduled to appear in court on May 4th. And 3 people who went on what may have been a shoplifting spree were nabbed by Milford police on April 23rd. The Milford Police Department's Narcotics and Vice Unit observed some suspicious activity at CVS on Bridgeport Avenue and discovered that a shoplifting had just occurred inside the store. Police were able to catch the suspects, who they identified as 26-year-old Michelle Rapani of Meriden, 28-year-old Michael Lusardo of Hamden, and 31-year-old Dean Goss of North Haven. The 3 were taken into custody and charged with shoplifting, and located in their vehicle were numerous stolen items, including 33 cases of Red Bull energy drink, 13 cans of baby formula, and 5 pairs of jeans, all totaling over $800. And finally, the much-anticipated Shelton Planning and Zoning public hearing for one of the largest would-be developments in Fairfield County history will take place tonight at 7 o'clock at the Shelton Intermediate School Auditorium on Constitution Boulevard. The applicants are currently proposing the construction of a 450-unit, 9-story apartment building that would be located on a 121-acre site located on Bridgeport Avenue, Mill Street, and Buddington Road. It would include 20 3-bedroom apartments and more than 300,000 square feet of retail space that would be located across from Long Hill Cross Road. The public has voiced concerns about the proposal, and attorney Dominic Thomas has said their input has been valued by developers. That meeting was initially scheduled to be in Shelton City Hall, but because of a large crowd expected, it was moved, and you can follow that story at sheltonherald.com. Going to throw it back over to Rob Adams for one final look at the forecast. Rob?
All right, Kate, thank you. We've got a sunny day and a high near 61. Wind won't be too bad out of the northeast from 6 to 8. Now, we will have a frost advisory overnight from 3 in the morning until 9 in the morning. It's otherwise going to be clear and a low around 35. For Thursday, more of that with the frost in the early morning hours, otherwise increasing clouds and a high near 58. Thursday night, we have a slight chance of rain and a cloudy night with a low of 42. 57 with a slight chance of rain on Friday. We move to Friday night, dropping down to 41 with these chilly nights. Mostly sunny and 61 for Saturday. Mostly sunny and 61 for Sunday, but a chance of rain both Monday and Tuesday with highs in the upper 50s. Around the region right now, we've actually dropped a degree. Darien down to 53. Ridgefield stays steady at 53. Shelton, we are down to 54, heading up to the low 60s today. Nutmeg Sports later, as well as girls lacrosse, Manhasset and Darien at 4 o'clock today. So I'll see you for that, Kate.
All right. Thanks so much, Robin. Before that, of course, CT Pulse coming up at 12:30 with myself and Josh Fisher. We'll be breaking down all the Connecticut primary results, so be sure to check that out. As for your coffee break, we'll see you tomorrow at 11.